What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Why We Disney podcast. Thank you for joining us and listening to us. We appreciate the love and support. And guess what? We have another small shop interview for you. So another person who you can love on and support and hear their story and understand where they came from and why they do what they do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode and we'll introduce you to our small shop interview today. You guys enjoy.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another magical episode of the Why We Disney podcast. My name is Kara, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Kaycee.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
So Kaycee talked to you guys earlier that we are bringing on a new interviewee, a new small shop for you guys, and I can know that you know by the title who it is, and I just want to show off some of my ears by them because they're some of my personal favorites. That's right, we have Danielle and Zach here from Shimmering Ever After. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks so much for having us.
We're so grateful. You have no idea. Taking the time out of your day. And really the point of this episode, guys, is just to learn your story. We want people to know that this is not some huge manufacturer working on your ears and shipping them to you in a reasonable time frame. No, there are hands working. There are people taking in orders and doing the things, right? We want people to put a face to your shop and not just some random manufacturer in China, right?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I think a lot of people think that we have this whole team behind us, and really it's just us two.
Right. And they're like, why didn't you respond to my DM within 5 minutes? And it's like, because I'm a person, I'm not some computer somewhere. So we really want to bring light to that. So first things first, I want you guys, so this is Danielle and Zach from Shimmering Ever After, and we're so excited to have you. If people don't know, where can they find you on Instagram, or if you guys have a website? I think you guys do Etsy, right?
Yeah. So we are on Instagram, Facebook, our website, and Etsy, and you can find us all under Shimmering Ever After.
Shimmering Ever After on everything.
On everything. Yep.
Okay. Very, very cool. So we ask every single guest that we have on this, and I want you guys actually both to answer. It's a question that Kara and I get all the time, and it's one that it's on honor to give. But why do you guys Disney? Why is it so important to you? What makes it for you?
It's literally our life.
Don't speak for you, answer yours and I answer mine.
Right.
Don't say we.
All right. So for me, it's just the childhood memories of being able to go in the park and act like you're a kid again. When you're in Disney, nothing else matters. When I'm here, I'm stressing, making sure I get everybody's orders out, making sure I get it all to you on time. But when I'm there, I'm just in a whole nother world. And it just kind of eases my mind, lets away some of the stress. And it's just ever since, I'm just going to say but that's how we started. Was our first date was actually, we went and saw the first, the Tangled movie. That was our first date when it came out. Aww. And it released in theaters. So it started ever since there. And then he proposed in Disney. And ever since then, it's just.
Yeah, I'm a big deal. I know.
Zach, why do you Disney?
Because nobody wants to grow up. When you're in Disney, nobody judges you. And when you're in Disney, all you see is smiling faces, right? And that's contagious, and it makes you smile, and it makes you happy. When you're home, sometimes you're miserable. You don't want to be miserable. So I like to go to Disney because of that.
Yeah.
And you get to see all the cool things, like the Star Wars, everything, all the new stuff they're coming out with. It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's both timeless and just reimaginative. So
yeah.
Gotta love the parks.
Yeah. And that's so funny, Danielle, that you say why you Disney is. That's actually a very similar reason why Kara Disney's. In many people, some people struggle with the anxiety of work, and there's something about when you walk through the gates, right? It's so why does it all just go away? Why does it all just not matter anymore?
It's as soon as I get to MCO, as soon as I see Mickey on the glass, everything just melts away.
It does. It really does. And I used to work a full-time job. So I know we'll get more into it, but I do Shimmering Ever After full-time now. I quit my job in May, and I feel every day I used to cry because I was so stressed at work, and to have to deal with all of this stuff. And then taking those vacations, it just melts everything away. you just don't think about it anymore. You know, it's like easing. It's like eases your mind.
Absolutely.
For sure. Disney has a gift, and that is for certain. So we can't have a podcast episode without mentioning your best friend, right?
Of course.
So I want actually you to give a plug into Marissa and her small shop, and like kind of y'all's backstory, if you don't mind.
Yep. So a lot of you probably see, like if you follow us on Instagram or really anything, Marissa, my best friend who owns Lily & Co., we teamed up to make sure that you guys would have the most perfect outfit for going to Disney. Because I know it's stressful to buy a pair of ears and be like, oh my gosh, what shirt am I going to wear? Or buy a shirt and be like, oh my gosh, I don't have ears to go with it. So we work together, and literally, I kid you not, we are on FaceTime 24/7 working, brain blasting ideas, and just coming out with
eating dinner.
Yeah, we eat dinner on FaceTime. We go to bed, like we're laying in bed. We literally 1 o'clock in the morning, we're still on FaceTime, like constantly. The second we wake up, we're on FaceTime. So we're always working together. You know, we want to create something that you guys can just be like, okay, I'm buying this and this, and all I need is a pair of pants and I'm good to go. So we work a lot together. So you can find her on Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, Lily & Co.
She's incredible. And we always say, like, if Lily & Co. comes out with a shirt, then it is literally 0.5 seconds and Shimmering Ever After has got a pair of ears that matches it perfectly.
And if there's something in her shop that you don't see in my shop, you can message me and I'll create it, or vice versa. You see something in my shop and you want a shirt for her, then she'll do it.
For sure. For sure. Well, guys, we are going to pause and take a quick ad break, but we will be right back to talk about your small shop. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. I am so excited to start asking our shop owners some questions about Shimmering Ever After. So Danielle and Zach, you kind of briefly mentioned this, but was it a side hustle to start? You're full-time now. Can you kind of tell us about that transition?
Yes. So I used to work a full-time job. Actually, we both did. And I actually started off in 2014. I started my Etsy making little kids' hair bows. So I would buy like the Disney like ribbon and I would make them into bows, and that's how it started. And then we gradually started going into ears. We actually went on our first trip in 2014 together, and that's when he proposed. And I made a pair of ears, and everyone in the park asked me, oh my gosh, where'd you get those ears? Did you make them? And I was like, yeah, I did. They're like, you should sell them. And I was like, I don't know. Like, you know, I wasn't really into it. And then we went for the second time for our honeymoon. And that's when like I just was bombarded with people coming up. And so I was like, okay, maybe we can do something and, you know, turn this into a business. So that's where Shimmering Ever After came to life. And in May of last year, I quit my job and decided to go full time. He actually got laid off. So we used to work at the same place. They laid off his entire floor. And actually in 2018, we decided to add embroidery to our shop. So if you ever get an embroidered item from us, it's 100% coming from him. He touches all the embroidery.
That's why they're so magical.
Right.
I can't even touch it anymore because like our ears have grown so much since when I first started. And, you know, everybody's been loving the ears because we really try to create unique pieces that you'll never be able to find anywhere else.
Right.
So that's kind of picked up a little bit. So now it's like, okay, he can only do embroidery because I can't even touch it anymore because I just don't have the time because I'm working on everybody's ears.
Wow.
Right.
And
do you make them to order or do you make them up? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, they're made to order just because we have so many styles and everybody likes different stuff. I think eventually once I get into like a good routine, I'll be able to be like, okay, like I can make 5 of these and I know they'll sell. It's just hard for me because the orders just come in so quickly that I don't have time to really like prep everything and make them.
Yeah.
And I also like really don't want to be that type of shop that like opens my shop open for the weekend, lets everybody buy and then closes down, because you never know when you have those last minute people which I do get a lot. They say, hey, I just booked a last minute trip. I really need a pair of ears. But if I was closed down, they would never message me. They'd be like, okay, she's closed. I have to wait for her next opening. And I really don't want to be like that. So I like the made to order process. I know it takes a little bit longer to get them, but I mean, if you shoot me a message, I'm willing to work with you if we can make sure you get your pair on time.
Can you get me a pair in by Thursday? It's Monday. I don't know.
You made some princess ears I've been working on.
And I like how you talked about, so like you're the ruler of the ears and Zach, you're the ruler of the embroidery. Like, do you guys have specific strengths? I know you kind of talked about the bows, but like, how did you know that you could make ears? And Zach, are you just like skilled with the embroidery magic? Like, what's going on there?
It all started, it's funny because we used to live in a condo before we bought this house, and my man cave was in the basement, and she would be upstairs in our spare bedroom doing all this. And I was like, oh, you need help? I'll help. And I was like, okay. She's like, oh, embroider this one item. We had like a small machine. And I was like, okay, I'll do this. And so I did it. I was like, wow, did that help you out a lot? Because you don't got to do it now. So I kept doing it. And then she's like, Zach, I need help. I need help. I'm like, oh, I just ruined it for myself. So then I just started helping her over and over and over again. And yeah, then we bought 2 machines. Then we got 3 machines. And now we got a big machine. So it just started going crazy.
And once we got that big machine, I think you like took over, like you were like, no, I'm in control of this machine. I'm going to learn how to use it and, you know, get with the program. And
yeah, to the point where like measuring isn't really a thing. Because before I used to be like, I want to get in the perfect spot. So It doesn't look like it's in like the middle shirt or in the stomach area, you know, but now it's just like my eyes are just set to like, I know exactly where it needs to be. Like either whether it's on a quarter zip, a crew neck, a hoodie, in the back of a hoodie, you know, I just know at this point because we've been doing it for so long.
Yeah. And it's gotten to the point where like before we'd be like, okay, well, you know, I could skip doing ears today and I'll help him embroider. But now like both of them come in so heavy that I don't have time to stop ears because ears do take longer. Like embroidery, you buy the sweatshirt and we just embroider what's on it. Like what's on his sweatshirt, he embroidered this. So that's easy. Whereas the ears, I literally have to take fabric, cut them, sew them, stuff them, put all the stuff on them. Like it takes a longer process than just doing embroidery.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. That's like, I don't know, kind of crazy that you guys do all of that in just yourself. Are you ever considering like expanding your team?
I've thought about it. We do have like our family that helps a lot. Which is awesome. You know, they're willing to come over and help. Like his dad was over the other day. He's cutting all my stuff, like to wrap the headbands in, you know, because every single headband is wrapped. So we buy plain headbands and then they're all wrapped to match whatever pair of ears you get. So little things like that, they help with, but it's really mainly us. And it's hard too, because we're doing everything from our home. So when you have to hire somebody, you really have to trust that person to come into your home, to be around your family, right. You know, to
make sure they're clean because we got COVID and nowadays.
You know, yeah, it's like, it's a tough thing.
There's a lot of different factors now, but I'm so happy that you guys still have your shop and you're doing your things. And I just want to bring up, I mean, I love both of my pair. I am so happy that I got them. And just for our listeners and watchers, Carousel of Progress is like one of my favorite things. So I had to grab these pair. And this is actually, I have a picture of this and a reel featuring these ears. And they are one of my most liked posts on my Instagram. And I always tag the company. And I just want to say, I'm someone, when I'm looking for a product, I'm looking for a specific ear. Right now you're wearing Tangled, right? I was looking for Hollywood studio specific, like had the name and like, how cute are these? And I just don't really see that with a bunch of other shops, right? It just has like the random patterns from AC Moore or whatever. And these are just such high quality that I really appreciate the time and effort that you guys put into them. And these are some of my favorite pair of my collection, but what are your favorite designs from the shop?
So I'd have to say the ones I'm wearing right now, because they just came out a couple days ago, are hands down my favorite. All the princess ones have become my favorite. If I had to pick like a non-princess pair, I would say, I think my Wildcat ones were my favorite for the longest time because you don't see that. Like I try to come out with stuff that like you don't see a lot. And, you know, I want you to be able to go on Etsy because like obviously that's where everybody mainly goes. They type in something on Etsy and they're like, okay, what comes up? Like I want you to see my pair and be like, oh my gosh, that's so different. I've never seen it. Where like as sometimes you can type it in and you see everybody using the same fabric and, you know, I want to be really different. So I'd have to say favorite pair. Rapunzel.
I told her she would never sell any Wildcat ears, and she sells like those the most.
Really?
I was like, who wants High School Musical ears? And people do.
That was I probably to this day that is our most popular pair are those Wildcat ears.
Wow. And that's your best seller.
Yes, for the longest time. I don't know what our bestseller would be now. I think the Fox and the Hound is really close, and there's another one that I can't think of that I make all the time.
So Zach, what's your favorite item in the shop or favorite design in the shop?
The old pass holder logo, because it's only one color and I can just put it in the machine and forget about it.
Because it's easy.
I like the old pass holder logo. The new one, like I like it, but they made him look like, I don't like that style of cartoon. They kind of make him look like they're cracked out a little bit, like Goofy is off the charts crazy.
Right.
But I like the old pass holder logo.
I like when we get like custom orders and I'm like, oh, Danielle, look at this. This actually came out really good. Because we're like, why is this person picking like these colors for like the Mickey balloons or something? But it ends up coming out really good.
Yeah.
We did a big sweatshirt, the big Disney World one with Fox and the Hound. And I really like that one. That one was a really good one. So probably that one. But it takes like, just to do like one of those big sweaters that we have, it takes like an hour and a half just to embroider that. And if it messes up halfway through, well, we got to scrap it. You know,
and the machines do mess up a lot. You know, a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes. The machines like can catch your fabric or can catch like the sleeve in there and sew your sleeve in, and the sweatshirt's ruined.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of times, like as the consumer, like we just get the magic mail and we're so happy and we don't really think about the things that happen behind the scenes. And as the owners and creators, like what are some of the hardest parts about having this type of company?
Like wasting product, probably like messing up a sweatshirt. It ruins my whole day. Because I'm like, I could have prevented this. But I'm running 3 machines at one time, and either the sleeve or underneath the sweatshirt will get caught and it'll sew it together. And sometimes I can save it. Sometimes, not all the time. And you got to throw away the whole shirt. And then then we got to order it, and then we got to pay extra to get it faster, so the person can still get it on time. So it leads to like a whole bunch of domino effect. So.
Yeah, I think embroidery has more chance. Like ears, I don't really mess up. Because like I start, like I'm pretty much making them completely from scratch. So it's not like, okay, the machine messed up. But like sometimes like a lot of people don't understand this too. Like the stuff that I put on, it's not coming off. And a lot of times I'll mess up, and this literally, if I place something wrong, like the whole ear has to be trashed. I can't peel it off. I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do. It has to be thrown out and I have to start fresh. That's very rare that I'll mess something up like that.
You're that good. You don't mess stuff up like that. Have you had any?
A lot.
Have you had any issues like with customers being like something else about like shipping and things like that?
Yeah. So around the holidays, we get pretty bad. You know, people need to understand that, you know, we're human, you know, we're making everything ourselves. I don't make one idea and send it over to China and have them make it. Everything is made literally by my hands.
We're not Amazon.
And we're not Amazon. You're not going to get it in 2 days. It takes time to make stuff because it literally starts from scratch. It's going to start from a piece of fabric and then turn into this. So we do get quite a few messages of people that are like, oh, where's my order? Oh, it shipped this date. Like once it leaves my hands, there's nothing I can do. It's in the post office hands. And, you know, we get that a lot. And some people are really, you know, nice about it and they understand. You know, we got a few people are like, I own a small shop too, so I understand. And then you get those people who really think. What I call it is I can't even think of the word. It's like you're addicted to Prime. Like you think, okay, everybody's so in love with Amazon Prime. 2 days. Me too. I love getting all my stuff in 2 days.
Yeah, you do.
But that stuff is handmade. That stuff is made by corporate people. So of course we can get it in 2 days. They have all this stock where we aren't. So it's just stuff like that. It does hurt. Like I posted the other day in my story, somebody was like, sent me like a really nasty message and there's nothing I can do about it. And I have amazing customers.
I tell her, it's like the bigger you're growing, not everything's going to be perfect. You're going to get those people who are going to bash you in just because they're either jealous or they're mad that they didn't get their product, or you can't please every single person out there. You think Disney, Disney, people get mad at Disney all the time.
Yeah, we get a big thing we get to is a lot of people will say like, oh, the ears will fall off your head, but people like need to understand that everybody has a different size head.
Yeah.
So
you're not making them custom to your head.
Right. We only use one size headband, and we use it out of all the headbands that you can get. We use a very high quality headband. We make sure that they will not give you headaches, because I do suffer from severe migraines. So that's the one thing. Disney park ears really hurt the back of my ears. So I made sure when I made my ears that I don't let that happen.
Right.
Like, and this is a good thing to show too, because I've never showed it before. So you can actually, like, if your ears are a little bit too big, you can very carefully go like this and tighten them a little bit, and it will make the headband a little bit snug. And then if they're a little bit too snug and they hurt your head, you can kind of stretch it out a little bit like this, and it will make them a little bit looser.
Loosens it out. Yeah. Well, so I always want to bring up that question when we do a small shop talking about customers. And I just, over our listeners, like, we understand, like, you bought something for a trip and it didn't get here in time, but we just all need to be on level playing ground. How, like, we need to be respectful as if you were the one behind the small shop making the ears. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure some nights you guys are up till midnight because you got orders that need to go out the next day. Like, that's not uncommon. Like, you're doing the best that you can. And I love to mention that question because we just need to be respectful across the board, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, from the second I wake up to the second I go to bed, I'm in this room working. We work probably 16 plus hour days. Like some days are even more than that. I've stayed up till 3-4 o'clock in the morning getting stuff out because I know people, need them by a certain date or, stuff like that. But the biggest thing is, it's like, I get for the people that, you're going last minute, but like a lot of people book their Disney trips way in advance. So like to be respectful, or, if you want us to get your thing on time, like, please order ahead of time. Like, or
people ordered it and want it rush, and they don't leave until next year.
Yeah. Like, so I'll get a lot of people that like message me and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I need these ears right away. And then they'll leave me a review and they're like, thanks, I can't wait to wear them in December. I'm like, wait a minute, you just told me you needed them rush. Like, no problem. I'm going to get them out to you whenever you say you need them. But or like another big thing too is like, especially around Christmas time, like if you don't receive your order, like, you can take a picture. The person's not going to get mad. They know they're getting that product. Just take a picture and say, hey, listen, this package got delayed by the post office. This is what you're getting. Or I know a lot of people get mad. Some people I know go once a year, which is totally fine. And then you have those people that go every other. I understand, like, if you get a holiday season type of ear and it doesn't make it in your trip, I understand that. But like, if you get like a Rapunzel pair, you can always wear those next time you go to Disney. It's not like, okay, you're only going to Christmas, you're going for Christmas this one time and then you're never going again.
Right. For sure.
And that's on both sides. Like both the person that's getting it, the consumer, like how they're affected. And I know there's so many other people with small shops going through that same type of thing and dealing with those customers and the holiday rush orders and things of that nature. And I don't know about you, but I see a lot of people who want to do small shops and they just feel so inspired like you did. And what advice would you give to someone that like is like, oh, like maybe like how you were in the park, like, oh, I don't know if I could do that. What advice would the two of you give about starting a small shop?
I would say if you really have a passion for it, do it. Don't hesitate, just do it, and the biggest thing is be original. Because people will call you out if you're not original. They'll be like, hey, you're copying this person or you're copying this, and people will gang up on you. So just try and be original, make yourself stand out, and just go for it. Because in the end, you're going to have a blast. Like I never thought that I would be doing this full time. And it's the best decision I have ever made. And I will never look back.
But I would say to not make it like a full-time thing right away. You know, a lot of people, a lot of businesses in general, they end up failing or, you know, going bankrupt because they quit their jobs and like, okay, let me just open up this place, not knowing how much it's going to cost. You know, if you start it from a little side hustle like we did, and like a lot of small shops do, and see and work your networking, your Instagram and TikTok and all the other stuff, then you could, a lot of people on TikTok made businesses doing literally nothing.
Right.
No, it's crazy what you could do, but I would say start as a side hustle. Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't think because like, you know, we're doing great and I got to quit my job that you can do that too. Like start small, just like we did. And then once you see the money coming in and you see, okay, hey, I could do this. I don't need my full-time job anymore. I can make a living, you know, doing this. That's when you decide to quit your job.
And there's so many different things. There's so many different factors to that too, right? Because you started with the bows and then the ears and then embroidery came. And let's just talk about social media management for a minute, right? You guys have such a great Instagram and you're constantly pushing out content and you're always tagging Lily and Co too, which is great because you're collaborating on those things. But people and the audience may not think like, they're just like, I want my ears, but they're not thinking about all that stuff that you guys are doing in the background, which I super appreciate.
Yeah, even that. And then, you know, we got our life too. You know, everybody's got a life. And then you got to, you know, take care of these dogs and clean the house and all the other stuff.
Yeah, we still
cook food.
You know, and like a lot of the things too is like taking pictures. Like, you know, we are going to Disney and taking trips to get that content and stuff. It's a lot. Like, you know, there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I post today? Like, I don't know. And then I have to throw something together. But it's all these little things add up. But the biggest thing I would say that helped us was our Instagram. Like we really push our Instagram. Facebook, it just connected. I don't even touch Facebook, but Instagram is like the hashtags. And like, now I feel like the thing is all about reels and I don't do reels. Like I'm not one to like go on the camera and talk and dance and show all this stuff. Like that's just not me. Or sometimes it's like,
you got to work it, girl.
I know, but making reels like that takes time. Like that's a lot of time to do this reel and to put all this stuff together. I'd rather just start banging out orders so you guys can get your stuff quicker.
Mm-hmm. Right. I was going to say, you recording a TikTok video, you could have made 2 ears in that time, you know? So you have to think about that. You have to weigh that.
Yeah.
We deal with the same thing with podcasts. A lot of people just think it magically just gets released. And for our loyal listeners, they know we record a week to 2 weeks ahead of time because of the editing, because of that content, like preview and doing all the stuff in between. So we just always appreciate other shop owners and other business owners that like really understand and empathize with that, you know, hustle, so to say. Yeah. And I do have one more shop-ish related question for you guys. I just absolutely love that you're showing off your new tangled ears, which are like super cute. But are there any other upcoming products, ears, embroidery, sweatshirts that maybe you could tease for us?
So there is a lot more princesses coming out. We have a couple like Cinderella coming out, you know, I have a lot of ideas. My mind just does not shut off. I go to sleep in my mind. I wish I could like switch it on and off. And it's just, I have a whole list in my phone ready to go. And don't get me wrong, Lily and Co does too. Ready to go. Everything's going to match. But so we have a lot of new ears coming out.
Do you have any made that you haven't posted yet?
No, I have not.
Oh.
Because I'm leaving soon. So I'm trying to get our stuff ready so we can take pictures down there. We do have a new pair that we're shooting pictures for when we go in a couple days. Other than that, embroidery.
Hats?
Yeah, we started testing hats. So those are slowly coming, you know, we have to get used to it. Like it's a whole new attachment to our machine.
Right.
So we have to use that. So hats are slowly making their way into the shop. But other than that, I mean, embroidery is a little bit harder because I have to really like sit down and play on the program and, you know, design something. It's just right now I have no time. I need to bang out these ears.
More hats will probably be released once we get like another machine because we got to pretty much like take the bottom of the machine off and replace it with the hat thing. And the machines are like $18,000. So, you know, it takes, got to save that money and get
Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys are working your butt off. And believe me, like us as consumers, like we are so grateful for every moment that you woke up and said, no, I'm not going to go to Starbucks or go spend my day doing whatever, that you jumped into your shop and was like, I have orders that have to go out this week. So from Kara and I want to say just thank you to your consumers. Really, you guys are doing a great job. So thanks. I have two like quick fun questions for you. So, and I want you both to answer, right? So if you could describe your brand in 2 words, what would they be?
Oh, you stumped me. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted this.
Go first.
So the first one I would probably say is unique.
Unique, yeah.
And very different, coming out with stuff that obviously I've said before people don't have. And I would say,
Don't look at me. You pick yours. I pick mine.
I'm stumped. I would say
Hardworking and motivated.
Motivated.
And magical. You gotta put magical in there.
all right, so the mine will be magical.
Yeah, there you go.
Glitz,
Yes.
glam, magical.
Yes. I really appreciate the unique word, because you are making something so like you cannot buy this product anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Appreciate that. What about you, Zach? What if you could do 1 or 2 words, what would you describe the brand? How would you describe the brand?
Like I said, like what did I say before? Magic. Oh, you said magical?
Yeah.
I forgot what I said
Don't worry.
before.
So motivated and
Hardworking and motivated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell my wife, I said, nobody will outwork me. I said, I'll work and work and work. I know the job needs to get done. Like, I don't care what time I go to bed. The bed's always going to be there for me,
Right.
This may come and go at any given time. You don't know, you
Yeah,
just got to bust your butt until.
That's the other thing too. It's a piece of flint. That's the other thing too. Like, we always have to worry about, God forbid, Disney could shut us down. They could copyright us. You never know. So it's really taking a chance.
Yeah, for sure. So if any Disney character would wear your brand, who would it be?
Mine's Rapunzel.
Rapunzel, especially those ears right now, right?
I know. She would literally have the best day ever wearing our stuff.
Oh my God. Exactly. Zach, what do you think? Who would wear the products, the hats, the sweatshirts? Who would wear it?
I like the Beast.
Yeah.
The Beast would be good. If I can't do the Beast, then it would be Maleficent. I like Maleficent and her dragon and all that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
For sure.
What a brand ambassador.
Oh, I know. And I mean, honestly, that's such a hard question, because if any character wanted anything, like you would make it happen. So it's not like, like Rapunzel would never wear this brand, or Minnie Mouse, she would never wear this brand. Like, not the case, we'll make it, Yeah. For sure. Well, guys, thank you so much. And remind our listeners just once again where they can find you on Instagram.
So Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, and our own website, Shimmering Ever After.
Awesome. And we have an exclusive code that you can use in her shop. I'm so excited about it. So use the code YWeDisney and get 10% off anything in the Shimmering Ever After shop, right?
Yep. And you can use it on Etsy or our website.
Or your actual website, which is perfect. Thank you so much for giving us that code. We're so excited about that.
You're so welcome. And a lot of people don't know either. So like we did a little thing. So if you actually shop from our website, the products are a little bit cheaper than if you go on Etsy. So it's a little perk of shopping.
So use a 10% on the website.
Oh,
I'll get the info here.
Right. I was going to say, now that is an exclusive take right there. That's amazing. Well, guys, seriously, thank you so much, both of you, for coming on, taking the time out of your day. I mean, you could have been making ears, but you stepped out to tell your story, and we appreciate it so much. So thank
you guys so much for having us. We had a blast.
I was going to say, I hope you guys had fun. Kara, any closing thoughts?
Just thanks so much. We just love adding more people to our Disney community and just being all about the the magic and just bringing love to everyone. To our listeners, thank you so much for joining us on another Why We Disney Wednesday. If you're not already, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and join our Patreon so you can be a part of the most magical podcast on the internet. This is Kara and Kaycee with our friends Danielle and Zach from Shimmering Ever After. Until next Wednesday, see ya.
Bye, guys.